Shalom, Lord class. This is the Atlanta Sabbath class. All right. So let's go and get started. Elijah. You get the order. All right. Young man Charles, state your registry. Stand right here. Stand right in front. You go with a Major Shabbat, which is this.
Right.
All right. And then you say, no, you state it right here.
Right.
You say, young man Charles. What's your tribe?
Benjamin.
Young man Charles. Ban Benyamin, Ban Yashala.
Kind
And then we're going to repeat it with you. And then you're going to say, Yahba Shem Shebrakatah. Or Barak. All right?
Okay.
And then we're going to repeat it with you. Then you come over here and we're going to show you from there. All right?
Okay.
All right. State your registry. Go ahead. Young man Charles, state your registry.
Young man Charles. Salakia. Young man Charles. Ban Benyamin Yasharala. Ban Yashala.
Young man Charles. Ban Yashala.
Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakatah.
All right. One again. Give it to you. Give it to you. Here you go. Put it in this one. And then you put your toe back like this. And you put your hand up and say, La Yashala.
La Yashala.
Which means to Israel. Now you can drink. All right. Now go ahead and go on again. Grab this. Grab this. I'm gonna put on the shoulder. Face. All right. All right. Majum. All right. Now we're gonna turn to the east. We're powerful down. Here's the face the east. All right. Now we're gonna say these prayers. You got them?
No, I can't.
Okay. All right. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa. Bashamayim. Wadah. Hayah. Akah. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Sabbath. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Barataza. Kawah. Hayah. Bashamayim. Lathalanawa. Lakam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalak. Kabawaf now. Kasalak now. Kabawaf now. Wala. Kabaya now. Manasa Yawan. Abo. Hawasha now. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wa'al. Wahatapara. La'awalami. Aman.
This is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
pray for the power in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Baba Kwasha.
Baba Kwasha.
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu.
Hakat.
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 Lava Pa'at.
Lava Pa'at.
Kal Makala.
Kal Makala.
Kal Marawat.
Kal Marawat.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Amatazari.
Amatazari.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Lahakwiyah.
Lahakwiyah.
Hamathiyah.
Hamathiyah.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Arakawa.
Arakawa.
Atama'ala.
Atama'ala.
Lagarashan.
Lagarashan.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Kawada Aman.
Kawada Aman.
This is the prayer for the power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Aharia.
Ahayari.
Ma'ahaya.
Mahaya.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Isaiah. Ma'ai.
Ma'ai.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemaiah.
Shemaiah.
Ba'aratazah.
Ba'aratazah.
Al-Yatan.
Al-Yatan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regaka.
Regaka.
Al-Yanawan.
Al-Yanawan.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Lana.
Lana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawan.
Yanawan.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazaka.
Tazaka.
Al-Yah.
Al-Yah.
Yamyaka.
Yamyaka.
Yawamar.
Yawamar.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Malayala.
Malayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makarai.
Makarai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Afnapashka.
Afnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'abka.
Taza'abka.
Wawa'aka.
Wawa'aka.
Ma'ata.
Ma'ata.
Wa'ai awalam.
Wa'ai awalam.
This is Psalm 21 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in from this time forth,
and thy coming in from this time forth,
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
All right, Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Tashikwat.
Al-Tashukwa.
Wow.
Al.
Yahanna.
Yahanna.
Awayabika.
Awayabika.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Wa'az.
Wa'az.
Al-Aimaka.
Al-Imaka.
Ya'ara Yamwa.
Yahweh.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayata.
Wayata.
Ya'atazawa.
Yatazawa.
Al-Tazapawanyika.
Al-Tazapawanyika.
Amarawa.
Amawa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakida.
Waikakida.
Magawiya.
Magawiya.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasharala.
Sham Yasharala.
Awada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'atazawa.
Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Lakadwa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Bariya.
Bariya.
Yakarafwa.
Yakarafwa.
Ahaliya.
Ahaya.
Adawan.
Adawan.
Wayashama,
Wayashama.
Alayam,
Alayam.
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba.
Wahagaria,
Wahagaria.
Gabor,
Gabal.
Wa'aimawan,
Wa'aiman.
Wa'aimalak,
Wa'aimalak.
Palashah,
Palashah.
Aim Yashabia,
I'm Yeshabia.
Tazawar,
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar,
Gam Ashawar.
Nalawa,
Nalawa.
Aimab,
Aiman.
Hayawat,
Hayawat.
Zarawat,
Zarawat.
Labanya Lawat,
Labaya Lawat.
Salah,
Salah.
Asha Laham,
Ashalam.
Kamadyan,
Kamadyan.
Kasiyah Sara'ah,
Kazayah Sara'ah.
Kayabyan,
Kayabyan.
Banakal,
Banakal.
Kwayashwan,
Kwayashuan.
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa.
Bayan Da'ara,
Bayan Dara.
Hayawa,
Hayawa.
Daman,
Daman.
La'adama, La'adama,
Ladama.
Shayatamwa,
Shatamwa.
Nada Yatmawa,
Yada Yamawa.
Kaira,
Kaira.
Wakaza'aba,
Wakazahaba.
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak.
Wakatazab,
Wakatazah.
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai.
Kal Nasa Sakamwa,
Kal Nasa Kamwa. Salaki.
Kal
Kal.
Nasa Yakamwa,
Nasa Kayamwa.
Ashur,
Asha.
Amarwa,
Amarwa.
Naya Rashad,
Naya Rashad.
Lanawa,
Lanawa.
Na'awa,
Na'awa.
Alahaya,
Alahai.
Alahaya,
Alahaya.
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa.
Kagagila,
Kagagila.
Lakwash,
Kakwash.
Lapanya Rabaka,
Lapaya Lavakwa.
Lapanya Rabaka,
Lapaya Lavakwa.
Kaash,
Kaash.
Daba Ira, Yaira,
Ira. Ira.
Wakalahaba,
Wakalahaba.
Talahat,
Talahat.
Harayam,
Harayam.
Khan,
Khan.
Dawadatma,
Tawadatma.
Basa Iraka,
Basa Iraka.
Wabasa,
Wabasa.
Wapaka,
Wapaka.
Daba Halam,
Dabahalam.
Mala'at,
Mala'ah.
Payaham,
Payaham.
Kualawan,
Kualawan.
Wayaba Kwashua,
Wayaba Kwashua.
Shamka,
Shamka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yabashwa,
Yabashua.
Waya Bahawa,
Waya Bahawa.
Ayai,
Ayai.
Waya Kaparwa,
Waya Kaparwa.
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Da'aiwa,
Waya Da'aiwa.
Kaya Ata,
Kaya Ata.
Shamka,
Shamka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Labatka,
Labatka.
Al Yawan,
Al Yawan.
Al Kaha Arataza,
Al Gahak Garataza.
This is Psalm 83, the prayer in Hebrew. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumble.
thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
and Moab
and Moab
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gebal
Gabal
and Ammon
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur is also joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah.
Selah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sarah,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of Kison,
which perished in Endor.
which perished at Endor,
They became as dung for the earth.
which became as dung as the earth,
Make their nose like a reb,
make the
the nose like a rare,
and like Zeid.
and like Zeid.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all their princes,
as Zabah,
as Sabbath,
and as Zalmunna,
and
and
as the moon,
Zamuna,
who who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh into possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame sets the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill thy face with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high all over the earth.
Sorry. All right. You can be seated. Everybody talk out today? I'm all speaking one.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 20 in the English. Moreover, Yahweh, thy power, will send the hornet among them until they are left and hide themselves from thee, be destroyed.
So that's where we left off. We was talking about how the Most High, how he destroyed Egypt, right? Talk about how he destroyed Egypt and how he would take over these other nations. So he gonna send them. He said he was sending a hornet among them. So he said like how a hornet is like it comes in like it's an attacker bee. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna send an attack towards them. So his angels, when they come down, his angels come down, they come and they attack whoever he wants them to attack, right? So if he wants them to you can look at it as like a Jacob's ladder. When Jacob he was looking, when Jacob he was seeing like the angels coming down, and when David when he saw the angels, he said they would do like a move and then people would just die. That's what the angels are doing. That's who his hornets are. He's gonna send them like the hornet. All right, keep going.
Verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not be affrighted at them.
I said you shouldn't be scared of them, right? You shouldn't be scared of these other nations. This is talking about when we in the this is the wilderness. We out of Egypt, so we know we about to go over to these lands and take over. So he said you shouldn't be scared of these other nations, right? We shouldn't be scared of them now while we go into camp, right?
Right.
Keep going.
For the Lord thy God is among you, a mighty God.
For the Lord thy God is among you. It's your God, right? He is among you. He's not with those other nations, right?
Right.
So you shouldn't be afraid. Keep going.
A mighty God and terrible.
And terrible. That means I can't think of what's in that. Terrible.
Right.
A terrible power, right? A mighty and terrible. He's not false like Buddha, right?
Right.
What Buddha gonna do? Not a damn thing, right?
Right.
He ain't gonna do nothing, right? So Buddha not gonna do nothing. Medusa, the Hindu gods, they're not gonna do nothing, right? Damn sure white Jesus ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
He ain't did nothing in 400 years. But show you how to be a better slave, right?
Right.
All right, keep going.
And the Lord thy God will put out those nations before thee by little and little.
So he's gonna put them out before thee. So does anybody know why we go to camp? Why we do anything? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
to gather more of Israel.
Okay, that's one reason. You right now, any other reason? Go ahead.
To warn the people.
That's another good reason. That's another good one. There's one more. That's no good.
Yeah, prophesy to the wind.
That's still part of it.
That's still part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Another reason is we have to slowly take away the power that these institutions have. You slowly take away the power. That's why you see our brothers. We went over to Alabama, right? I see about that. Brothers went over there and spoke, and we started getting the people's favor because we have to show the people who should be the right government over them. Right now, America is governing over them, and you see how that's been last 20 years, right? It's been terrible. All they've done is oppress our people, right?
Right.
So we're showing them how that there's a better government. The better government is in this book. We've already been told what the better government is, right? We have this book. It's on everybody grandma's counter somewhere collecting dust.
Right.
Right? But I bet you she know more about Christianity than she knew about the damn Bible. Does that make any sense?
Right. Salakia.
Go ahead.
And I bet it's open to Psalms 23.
That's it. It's the Psalms. All I know is the book of Psalms, a little bit of Genesis, and New Testament. That's it.
Right.
So they don't understand the Bible, right? They understand, like I said, they understand Christianity more. But Christianity ain't the Bible. All right, keep going.
Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest Salakia.
So he said little by little, we're going to destroy them little by little. As you notice, even today, little by little, these countries are getting destroyed, right? Starting out, first the corona came, right? Then you got, what else you got? Now you got monkeypox. Oh, hell. They lose their mind over monkeypox.
Right.
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
In that scripture, when it says, and the Lord thy God will put out those nations before thee, they were saying, what I mean, just really showing their pretty much showing their wickedness on what they're doing. What do you mean when you say put them out?
Okay.
Terminology.
You put them out that land.
Oh,
because he taking that land. He putting them out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come.
They getting evicted.
Come.
Right.
So they getting them out of there. So that's what that means. He putting them out of their land. Because right now we got heathen. Right at this period of time, there's heathens running all over the land of Israel. You understand what I'm saying? There's heathens all over here. So now that's why we look at the book of Joshua. That's all we doing is battling. This is like in preparation of this is like our battle cry. Because you got to remember, this was written before Joshua. So this is where we set the foundation before Joshua went ahead. Joshua, because certain books about the Bible is like knowledge. Like the first 5 is kind of like the beginning with Genesis. The rest is like teach you the law, how to go about stuff, right? And then Joshua is more of a history, the records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That in Judges, Samuel, that's more records, Chronicles. And then you start to go to like Isaiah, which is camp speaking. You know what I'm saying? That's like camp, that in Jeremiah is camp speaking. So that's how the Bible kind of goes. So, let me give you a little bit. All right, and he said you're gonna do it little by little. So we're not gonna do it all at once. Like we don't attack everybody at once. We just come and hit them, hit the land of AI or A, I don't know how you say I or whatever. We went and attacked them people, killed them. We had those 2 heathens that they were spies for us, told us where to attack. We went and attacked them. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But we went and attacked them just little by little, and we eventually got our land back, right? Keep going.
Lest the beast of the field increase upon thee.
So you don't do it all at once. Let the beast of the field. It's gonna, because if you go attack them at once, they're saying everybody gonna come after you. You get everybody at once.
Right. Yeah. Verse 23. But the Lord thy God shall deliver them unto thee.
So he's gonna deliver them. That means he's gonna hand them over to you. He's gonna let you in. All right. That's just like when we was killing those people in the time of Joshua, we was taking over nations, and all of a sudden we started dying. We was getting delivered unto them because the one brother, he would have took that Moabite garment.
Right.
Right? We started being delivered unto them. So they stopped being delivered unto us. We was whipping their behind, and now they start whipping our behind. So, keep going. Are y'all familiar with what I'm talking about, or I'm just like, y'all good on that? Okay, Kyle, make sure. I know you ain't learned this in the Christian church. Y'all actually learn the Bible, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know we all came out of there, you know.
But the Lord thy God shall deliver them unto thee, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction until they be destroyed.
It's gonna be a mighty destruction. He gonna do like Egypt. What happened with Egypt after we got up out of there? They have never came back. Egypt, like I said, the brother said they is pissing on them damn pyramids. Like they don't, you know who cares about the pyramids? You. Black people care about the damn pyramids.
Right.
Over there, they don't give a damn about those damn pyramids. They not over there studying it or none of that. It's just them. You trying to go and try to, you know, not you here, but you know, black people. We trying to study the metal netta and trying to uncover the secrets. They're like, it's there. You know. We look at pyramids and they keep going about their day because they focus more on conquering. We trying to uncover some secrets about another land that oppressed us. That's like us coming back 3,000 years later to try to discover the secrets of America.
Right.
Does that make any sense to you? None at all. You going?
Verse 24, and he shall deliver their kings into thine hand.
That king should be delivered. So their ruler should be delivered unto you. You know?
And thou shalt destroy their name from under heaven.
They ain't gonna have a name no more. They ain't even gonna be, nobody even gonna know. They ain't even gonna know about the Egyptians no more. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And so it's so heavy because, you know, this is the Most High talking about coming back to destroy your enemies. Nothing about protesting, none of that. Nothing trying to gain favor in your oppressor's eye, trying to gain his acceptance. He's literally talking about coming destroying your enemies. Right. That's the only way to free you. That's the only way for you to live a peaceful a life that you don't feel threatened, is to let the Most High do his thing. We have no business praying for the preservation of our oppressor. It makes no sense. And like I said, you know, he'll blot out their name from under the heaven. All these highways and counties and cities and stuff, our oppressor, the name after himself, his first name, middle name, last name, you know, Most High blot all that stuff out. You know, he built those cities with blood. You know, the scriptures say, woe to those that build a city with blood. And he built many cities with blood inside of the counties, not just the cities in the state, but within the county borders. He named many cities after himself. He built many cities with blood. So we have no business protesting, trying to gain his love when the Most High want to destroy him.
Right.
So,
exactly. They killed thousands of people. Like they didn't even do just like a war. They just came in and just completely destroyed and oppressed everybody, right? See, if we ruling over somebody, we gonna rule over them the right way. We gonna get them the laws, and they gonna become a good. They gonna learn how to wash up. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know how to do that right now. They gonna learn how to take care of themselves. They gonna become what the Most High wanted them to be, and not what they want to be, and they filthy, disgusting minds. So, but in the heathens, they just go and they just because the heathens come and oppress us, and that's what God hates. God doesn't mind us coming and taking them over because that's supposed to be what we do anyway. We're supposed to be over them. We're not supposed to be under. This is hell, us being under them.
Right.
Right? The scripture said that he said they gonna see the slaves on horses and the princes walking on their feet on the ground.
Right.
You understand what that means? The princes, because it was the slaves the one that had to walk. Right? The slave was supposed to be on the ground walking. The prince is supposed to be on the horse getting a ride. Right? So that's how that's supposed to be. But we sitting in the back. I mean, we walking alongside the horse. So Go ahead. Keep reading.
Khan. There shall Salaki,
Mhm.
there shall no man be able to stand before thee until thou have destroyed them. Verse 25. The graven images of their gods
Mhm.
shall ye burn with fire.
Burn them. Get rid of them. Get rid of white Jesus. Get rid of all of those graven images they put up. Keep going.
Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them.
So a lot of times what people, they would look and see because they would put their idols in, silver or gold, because they, hold that precious, right? So he said, we don't even care about the gold that is on. Burn it still. Burn that gold. Don't even worry about it. Right? Keep going.
Lest thou be snared therein.
You're going to be snared. You're going to be snared. It's, the snare is, right? Snare is like a trap, right? You're going to be snared to be into their gods. If you're going to think of that as being, like, now, it's just a way to start letting Christianity back in. Like, let's say, we went to go take over a church, right? But they got a golden cross. You gonna keep that cross. Now it's just a way to say, now I remember Christianity. It wasn't that bad. Now you going back to being a Christian. When God said burn that cross, right? Why you gonna idolize what killed your king? Right? You gonna put it in your house now because it's gold? Think it's okay? All right, keep going.
For it is an abomination to the Lord thy God.
It's an abomination. That means an abomination. You know how bad an abomination is, right?
Right.
What happened to people that did abomination?
Killed.
They dead.
Right.
Bones, graveyard dead. With stones or whatever they can find. Fire, yeah, fire. Whatever they can find. Right? Or whatever the law says. That's more correct. Whatever the law says happened, that they were dead. Go ahead, sis. What was that?
You might also be sick for the Most High.
Yeah, you can get sick. If the Most High wants you to be sick, you'll be sick too. Whatever happens, because that's what happens even now. Because you'll get sick because you did something that you weren't supposed to be doing, right? Go ahead.
Right, like how homosexuality is an abomination, and they're getting monkeypox and AIDS and all these different diseases because of that abomination.
Exactly. So you get all of that because of those abominations. You're right, sis. All right, get a sister head. Sister head. She paying attention. All right, keep going.
Verse 26. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house.
Do not bring that damn Christian cross in your house.
Right.
Just because it's gold. Don't bring it in there. All right, keep going.
Right. Lest thou be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it.
Like it's saying, because now it's being destroyed. So it's being cursed. The Most High cursed it, right? He said you should detest it. When you see that Christian cross, I don't know about y'all, but I hate seeing a Christian cross on the brother's neck. It's just like, it makes me want to throw up. You're seeing that, right? That's what it's supposed to. It's supposed to detest you to see a cross. It's supposed to detest you to, you see a brother or a sister walking around like a Muslim. That whole thing just disgusts me with the little, what y'all call them down here, the high water pants. I can't stand them.
Sweet like rich.
Yes, all that, man. I know the ankle's cold, but I know the ankle's cold. Up in where I'm from, we call them floods. So
Right.
it was flooding, but that's what we called it. I know y'all might not call them high waters or whatever. He said sweet water pants.
Yeah, sweet water bridge.
Sweet water bridges. Yeah. You ain't supposed to. That's why we make fun of it. You ain't supposed to wear it.
Right.
That ain't our culture. That's some Arab culture right there. I'm looking crazy. Ankles freezing, ashy, all that. You ain't supposed to know that. But they want to show it.
The Hamites definitely do it.
They don't care, man. Not to go off too much, but it's how you can always tell if it's a Hamite or not. If they got like sandals on, they ain't got no socks on. You're just like, yep, that's Ham. If you ever if you ever confused, you'll see how they rock their sandals, how they put their sandals on. If it ain't got no socks, That's ham. That's done. End this discussion, all right? You know?
And Salaki said, for me, one of the things I detest to see on our people is when they have like the white Jesus chain or the white Jesus tattoo, and it's 100% Caesar Borgia just in gold around their neck. It's just like, you know nothing when you see them wearing that. Salaki. Kanukan. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it. Abhor.
Yeah. It means like, there's a difference between like hate and abhor. You should destroy whatever you see these things.
Right.
Like, that doesn't mean now, because you know, you can't just walk up to a brother, just snatch it off, throw it down, and just start kicking it to the dirt. You know, just do that now. But I want to, but you know, another story. But you know, you're supposed to hate it to that degree.
Right.
That even like at this point when we in our own nation, that was okay to do. If you seen a brother with a Christian cross, get rid of that.
Right.
It is what it is. You know?
For it is a cursed thing.
It's a cursed thing. The Most Allah say he curses whoever bows down to that Christian cross. It curses you. All right? Go ahead, next chapter.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, Salakia, that ye may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers.
All right, so you're supposed to follow all these commandments, right? All
right.
All 600 and some odd number of them, right? It's a lot of laws you follow in America you don't even think about. But you follow them, right?
Right.
Why we can't follow the laws of, you know, our God, our Constitution. That's our Constitution right here.
That's right.
But our Constitution actually does something that our oppressor's Constitution doesn't. Our oppressor's Constitution is about oppressing people. It's about like I said, it's about oppression. It's about what's good, better. It's better for one group of people than it is for another group of people. Because you know when the Constitution was made, it was not made for you.
Right.
So they had to put an amendment just to say on paper that you have rights.
Right.
Just a little bit of a sliver of rights. That don't mean they gotta abide by it. They don't abide by it, right? So as a black person try to say something, you're supposed to have freedom of speech, right? They try to shut us down all the time. But y'all do know the KKK still got rallies, right?
Right.
Y'all do know this. This is not a hidden thing. They still have rallies. They show up for their hoods and march. But if we have we speak outside for, a handful of hours, and they want to tell us that the volume's too loud. But a KKK can march down the street, no issue. And the KKK has a history of killing black people. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, what you say is so true. We were one time up in North Georgia, and I think we stopped at like a Waffle House or something, and the waiter came out and said, "You guys need to get out of here because they about to have a rally here. Y'all don't want to be a part of this." So it's live. It's still live.
Oh yeah,
right.
Kicking.
But let me ask you, was this in the coming area?
LJ.
You know what county that is?
I don't know what county.
I know the county that Cumming is in is like that.
Yeah.
Somebody told me before that the tree that's in Cumming, they just recently tore it down because that's where they used to hang black people at the tree, like right in front of like the city hall. So it's our blood right there. They just tore it down or cut down the tree like maybe a handful of years ago. But they killed us right there. Cumming is so damn terrible. Like your sister was saying, North Georgia, all of that is so damn terrible that Oprah Winfrey went there in like the 90s or 80s or something like that.
That was for Forsyth County.
Forsyth, yeah, Forsyth County. LJ is there too?
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, LJ is not in Forsyth County, but the county that you're talking about where,
Forsyth.
yeah,
That's
Oprah
coming
went.
to Forsyth. Like over there, they told her like she had a whole thing out there. They said, okay, you can have this right now, but you better be gone by sundown. And there's Oprah Winfrey, billionaire.
LJ is Gilmer County.
Gotcha. See, all of that, like North Georgia is known to be racist.
Right.
So, and they, like I said, they still have these KKK rallies. They got to go a little bit more hidden than they was because they'll have protesters there. They don't want to have no protesters like that. You know, so I don't think they care like that, but I think they want to have their rallies and they want to do what they want to do. And it's just like, you know, path of least resistance type of thing. So they still had their rallies.
A lot. And on top of that, and have the greatest police security while they doing them. I know they used to burn cross on Highway 15 in between Greene County where I live in Oconee. And the state patrol used to block off the whole Highway 15 and they would reroute the traffic all the way up Highway 77 up through Oglethorpe to come to Athens. You couldn't, they're treated like an accident, but where they'd be out there burning crosses, doing their little clan gathering and whatnot. But I mean, this been going on for as long as I can remember. I hadn't heard about them doing it in the last few years, but I'm about pretty sure it still goes on. But you know, once those state patrols block that highway off like that, you know, that what was going on. And we have had people in the community, you know, like tell some of the Negroes, like, you know they having a clan gathering on Highway 15, they got the highway blocked off, you know. They would do stuff like that, you know. They would do stuff like that. It's real. It's very, very real.
All the time. There's plenty of people, they got YouTube videos out. All of them, they got YouTube. They be on there talking all they mess, and you don't hear nothing about it. But us, they want to get us off the internet, right? Keep going. Keep hearing from me.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt remember all the ways which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no.
That's how you know, like, it's black people, you know. That's like him saying, oh, nah, you know what I'm saying? That's just black people talking. It's just, you know, it's like our whole essence of how we talk. But he wanted to prove us, right?
Right.
He wanted to put us through a little bit of hard time and see if we're going to do it. So we're going to keep those commandments and go through. He wanted to humble us because he knew we had people that needed to be humbled. Now, there's not everybody, of course, in Israel. Who is this primary that needs to be humbled? She took off. She gone somewhere. Anybody know who needed to really be humbled amongst Israel during this time?
I'm trying to find the precept. There's a precept. It was talking about it goes along with this. It was talking about Israel, the uncircumcised. It's the uncircumcised of Israel that needs to humble themselves in order for the Lord, in order for them to receive what the information, law, statute, commandment that the Lord has. If you're not humble and learning him, trying to seek him, then you'll never find him. You kept that same judgment.
But who are those people specifically? Who are those people specifically? Who are the hardest people to humble right now?
Still like the Gentiles, the Israelites.
Yeah, but not necessarily what I'm going with it. Who's going to be the hardest to humble today?
The dignitaries, like the preachers and the
There you go. That's the
politicians.
Preachers. Yeah, yes, sister, yeah, the preachers. That's the ones that's going to be hard to humble. That's who you have to humble. Because, you know, Israel, we're a tribe. We're like a tribal group, right? So we follow the people that have the best, that speak the best, That's how we are. Even though they full of whatever, we follow them. All right, so he has to humble them. That's why he only selected his own particular leaders. He selected, David. He selected Joshua. He selected, just different men, Isaiah,
Right.
Elijah, Elisha. He selected certain men that was going to hold what he wanted dear. So that's what he selected. So, but Israel, we had our own choice. We're going to select Martin Luther King.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hell,
Saul.
Anything. No, Saul wasn't even that. Saul was selected by the Most High.
Okay, come on.
So he was actually selected. But he ended up sinning later on, but he was selected. So he took it and gave it to David. But we won't, shoot, hell. Man, we'll leave it to black people, shoot, Cardi B will be over us, man. Cardi B. Who else they got out now? I can't even think on the TV. Cardi B, she'll be the women's spokesman. She'll be the spokeswoman for black people, right? So. Not anybody. We just pick anybody, right?
Right.
Drake, hell, anybody. Chris Brown. Just be over black people telling them what to do. Hell, Umar Johnson, shit.
Right.
Anybody, man. Just name anybody. That's who we want to be over us, to rule over us. Everybody that can speak good, but the people that actually is about doing the work, we don't want them. All right. Go ahead and check the show. Go ahead and check that door. All right, keep it.
Come. This is verse 3. And he humbled thee, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread only.
So that's telling you see, he humbled thee. He made you hungry. He made you hungry. So that's why, they was running around in the wilderness starving, right? Because he wanted you to think about you not being able to eat what you want to eat. That's why we got, the Day of Atonement. We got the, what is that? We got the Feast of Unleavened Bread, so we can get humble. That's the whole purpose for us to humble ourselves, because we can't eat exactly what we want to eat no more, right? For that time frame. All right? And what else? And he said that you don't live by bread only. Right. So that's saying, you think that's what keeps you alive is the bread, right? But you gotta live. What keeps you alive is following the commandments. That's what keeps you alive. And if you follow the commandments, even though you're starving, you still gonna be able to live.
That's
right. Follow the commandments, right? Keep going.
But by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doth man live.
No, you follow them out the mouth of the Most High. That's how you gonna live. That's you die when you go against that. That's when you truly die. You want to talk about starving, all right? That's when you go truly starve. Keep going.
Thy raiment wax not old upon thee.
Thy raiment, that's your clothes. Your clothes don't even grow old no more. You don't have to worry about replacing your clothes, because they're not gonna be old no more. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna stay good on you because you follow these laws, right? Keep going.
Neither did thy foot swell these 40 years.
Neither did your foot swell. That means like you got health conditions, like dehydration and stuff like that. Your feet will start swelling. You have health condition. Keep going.
Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasten his son, so the Lord thy God chasten thee.
Chasten thee. So he said you should consider like that you the son of the Most High. That when you chasten your son, which means when you punish your son, right? You think it's okay, but you don't want to be punished by the Most High when you his son or his daughter, right? But you can punish your son and daughter any day, no issue, right? He said he wants you to consider that relationship that you have with your children, and how you keep them on the right track by punishment and reward. So He wants you to think of that when you going through you going through your hard times, because you know sometimes you put your child in something that's hard to test them, right?
Right.
You put me in, you might sign them up for football so that they can learn to get a little tougher, right? To try them a little bit, because life ain't sunshine and rainbows. I'm sure y'all know.
Right.
Maybe for the Queen Elizabeth, it was sunshine and rainbows. For being black and Hispanic, it ain't sunshine and rainbows for us. All right, keep going.
So like you said, I have a precept, if I may. Kind of. Salakia, this is verse 5. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart. Oh, Salakia, this is verse 6. Therefore, thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and to fear him.
That means to follow everything he says. You walk in his ways. All right? Keep going.
For Salakia, for the Lord thy God bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains, of depths that spring out of valleys and hills.
So he's gonna give you the land that you want. He's gonna give you the paradise that you want to call it that. He's gonna give you that land that you want. It's gonna have brooks of water. It's gonna have the rivers flowing. You're gonna have all of that. You just gotta go through this, this little rough patch real quick. Once you get through it, you're gonna have everything you want. You're gonna have gold. Even in Revelation, it tells you that all of these nations, they're gonna be bringing their glory upon you. That means they're gonna be bringing their money, their gold, they're gonna be bringing all that. Whatever they make silk out in China, that's coming over here, bring it here. You ain't even got to pay for it. They're gonna say, here you go. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be real power.
Right.
They gonna give it to you just so that you don't, like how you go, everybody has to pay their tribute to America and the Pope and all this stuff. They're gonna have to pay tribute to you like that.
Right.
They gotta get it up to you. I just like that. She back there smiling. Real hard. She's like, that sounds good right there. You know what I'm saying? It sounds great, right? Keep going.
For the Lord thy God, Salakia, verse 8, and a land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of Salakia, a land of oil olive and honey.
So it is describing we talk poetically, so it's just telling you about how great the land is going to be, right?
A land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness.
Like, all right, you know how you eat today, like you don't want to, how you get your food stamps on the first of the month. You ain't trying to eat it all, so so you can get your next rib. You ain't gotta worry about that no more. You just eat. You tell your babies, you can't eat that. That's for tomorrow. That's for the next day. You gotta spread it out. You ain't gotta worry about that no more. You know what I'm saying? Without fear of scarcity. You know?
Thou shalt not lack anything in it. A land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig brass.
So they're saying it's gonna have natural resources, basically. You're gonna have all the natural resources in that land. You'll have like your own gold. You better dig. You ain't gotta go to all these other nations to get it. You're gonna have it all in there. But yeah, don't be wrong. They will still bring theirs on to you as well. But you're gonna have all of that there to do what you need to do with it. Keep going.
Verse 10. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God for the good land which he hath given thee.
You're gonna bless the Lord. You're gonna say, the water. Be happy that he gave you this land. All right? Not what you think you got now. This is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think of Passover every day. Everybody think about that. They give you something to think about, right?
Right.
Passover every day. Just chilling.
Like it. Even the cookouts just bring some sort of mini Passover.
It's like a pre-Passover. It's like a holdover to Passover. So you don't be mad because like you be pissed off. Like after Passover, you like, damn, I gotta go back to this damn slavery. You be mad as hell, especially if you do like we do. We took off like the whole week. We don't even the whole week we done. We F y'all, we done. We going, we chilling. That's our vacation, man. We done with y'all. And you go back to work, you be like, man, I ain't not want to see these. They mad and grumpy, man. At my slavery, I have never seen such angry and bitter women in my whole damn life. I have never seen it. It is terrible. I mean, just angry for no reason. Just they're mad. I'm like, you know why? Because they ain't go to Passover. That's why they mad.
That's right.
Why they mad. They ain't go to Passover. They passed over. They got drunk and high.
Right.
Probably messed with some dude and he left them the next day. That's what happened with them. But they didn't. They don't understand the truth. That's why they not happy. You know, people in the world, you know, the slavery, they ain't happy at all. So don't go, you ain't happy there either, but you different. Like, you like, shoot, okay, everybody got on their calendar, September 28th, 29th, we going to Nashville, we kicking.
Right.
Y'all, everybody going there? I don't see enough heads. All right, so we going up to Nashville, so I'm excited for that. We just gonna be out there kicking it. You know, we have a cookout. Brother, he got the it's one of the people that do whiskey or something like that.
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels, yeah, distillery. They're gonna be going out there, all of that. Oh yeah, and oh yeah, we got the hookup in Nashville. I think he got like, I don't know the amount, but he got a whole lot of steak there. So if y'all like steak, it's going down. I'm talking about pounds of it. Lots of it. Enough that it ain't gonna be just the brothers be eating it. So I know y'all heard about that. You're like, oh shoot, that will get passed down.
They have fish fry too.
All that we eating. You gonna have a good time, right?
Okay.
And then when Monday come back around, you're gonna be angry again because you back at your damn place. We like, hey,
right.
We pissed the hell off, right? All right, keep going.
Khan. Verse 11. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, and not keep his commandments. Salakia, in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Khan. Verse 12. Lest when thou hast eaten and art full and hast built goodly houses and dwell therein.
Ooh, that sounds nice. We built all these houses here. Like, you know who built all these big houses like in Buckhead, right? Blacks and Hispanics.
Right.
But do they dwell therein?
I
mean, you got a handful, couple NBA, couple NFL players, but really, who really is ruling over Buckhead? It ain't us. And Atlanta, we the weird city that actually has probably the higher number than the rest of the cities in America. You know what I'm saying? This is like one of the richest black cities that there is. So you're gonna see more, but we still ain't even no competition compared to Buckhead. You go to Alpharetta. Man, I didn't even know Alpharetta was like what it is. Alpharetta, oh my God, they got this thing called the Avalon. I'll ever say Avalon. Wow. It'll make you mad as hell.
What is that? A community?
It's like a whole community that they have. It's a community system. But like they got like apartments over here, houses, all this, and they got like a big shopping, all the stuff there. And then they even got what do you call it? You know how like we meet somewhere and you can have like a party or yeah, they got events. I couldn't think of the way. Like an event center there. Man, that should be all I.S.U.P.K up in there.
Right.
It should be like instead of the Apple store up in there, it should be Boots R Us right here. You get your boots here. You go another store, you get your hair wrapped. You know what I'm saying? You can get your t-shirts that you want. You can get your fringes done right here. That's what that should be all right there. And they got it all. They got bars, restaurants. They got a movie theater. They got a Whole Foods. It make you mad as hell. right? And they ain't like me and I took my rib and we walked down there. I'm just walking, just pissed the hell off. Like ain't nothing but devils out there, just enjoying this luxury. But it should be all I.S.U.P.K in there, just chilling. They gotta hold that. I'm serious. Y'all go look there. It'll make you mad, but it will make you like it give you something to visualize. You know what I'm saying? Like it's beautiful, but for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? It's great, but it's like, damn, why these devils in here? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, keep going.
Verse 13. And when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast is multiplied. Verse 14. Then thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt.
So now he give you a warning. So now when you start living good, you start getting the prosperity, right? You start living real good, and then you forget about the Most High. Keep going.
Salakia. Then thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Verse 15. Who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and drought, where there was no water. Salakia, who brought thee forth water out of the rock of flint.
So now he reminded you. You go, your heart gets, you start getting too, then they say you get too big for your britches, right?
Right.
You start feeling yourself, right? You all got different, different terms. Start feeling yourself. Anything, right? Keep going.
Khan. Verse 16. Who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee, to do thee good at thy latter end.
So he proved you. You want to be doing it. You forget that he proved you during the latter end. He wanted to, because what the scriptures tell you that he that makes it goes through the entire thing. What it say? You endure to the end. That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Endure to the end. Right. He wanted to prove you to see that you was going to endure to the end. Keep going.
Khan. Verse 17. And thou say in thine heart, my power and the might of mine hand hath gotten me this wealth.
Then you start feeling yourself, man. I did this, man. I got this money, man. Man, I'm a good businessman. That's why I got this wealth. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gonna start thinking. That's why even the Christian path, they think they got the wealth. They got the wealth because the Most High, God gave it to them. God ain't give them that. Satan give out blessings too. Y'all do know that, right? He blesses you too. That's the truth. Satan do give people money. He gives you a whole lot of stuff.
But thou shalt remember.
And Satan is also the oppressor too, not literally, but figuratively. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's his henchman. That's Satan's henchman right there. Keep going.
Verse 18. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth.
Hey, you got to remember that the Most High, he gave you the power to get that said wealth, right? He gives you that power because you wasn't gonna get it otherwise, right? Really, if you get it, you go. How do everybody get wealthy that's black now? They get it by making you merchandise. They don't get wealth doing everything else. But how do everybody get wealth now? They selling you something. Need a big following and sell you some crap. And now they make money, right? They don't do stuff to try to build other people. Like do you know how rich people stay rich? They flip their money around to each other. They have like charity events, and they'll go and just donate $100,000. You think, oh, that's good. They get to stand up, clap, everybody clap. They donated $100,000, right? But what you don't know is only 14% has to go to the actual charity. And you can absorb a lot of that cost in administrative fees,
right?
whatever else you use for the company that you have. You can have it in cars, all of these things, right? FEMA, if you go to a FEMA meeting, all of them got Ferraris and Maseratis because they got all your money. When you donate, when they say, do you want to donate $1 to here when you go buy something, say hell no. Because all you're doing is giving the money to them.
Right.
It ain't going to that. You just literally exchanging your money, putting it in their pocket. I said, whenever they say, I ain't giving $1 to nobody. Only person I'm giving $1 to is I.S.U.P.K. I ain't giving them no damn charity. They don't need it. All they're gonna do is buy more stuff to impress you with. Buy more Ferraris, living good, get a yacht. That's what they like. You think I'm playing? This is what they do.
Right.
There was a church. There was a person that was a pastor. He put a whole bunch of game into what a lot of pastors do and how they basically smuggle money out of the organization. That's what they do. They give money to each other, and that's why they always get it. Say, if you ever notice, when y'all was at church, one church would get the same amount of money the other church gave. You ever notice that? Because they just exchange your hands. Now it's going into his pocket. You got something, sis?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So there's a show that I watched with my dad, and they would have like this little basket.
You speak up a little bit.
Sorry. There's this show that I watched with my dad, and they would have this little basket where people would put some money in the basket. And then I think they give it to the pastor, and the pastor, so then the pastor could be more rich and stuff like that.
Exactly. That's what they do. They collect all of their money. Even the sister sees, the little sister see that. You can give her a hand. She even see that all you're doing is giving your money to them. That's why they probably prefer cash, right? Probably prefer cash. They, cash can kind of disappear. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to report that. So cash just go in your pocket. That's basically what he probably doing. While you put it into the little basket, he probably
Right.
putting it right up in there, right in his pocket. So that's the whole game. A lot of people don't even know this. That's what they do. That's why if you ever notice at church, they always gave the same amount. He gave 20,000, now he got to give him 20,000. Right? I'm gonna give you to this church. You got the building fund. The building still ain't never got completed. Come on, am I saying something y'all have not heard before? Y'all not seen? Go ahead.
I went to when I was my oldest daughter's mother. I went to their Pentecostal church one day, and they had a tithe offering, and they had a benevolent offering. Then they had there was another Pentecostal church that they were going to after their service. That it was the pastor's birthday, and also a pastor appreciation day. So you had to give money for pastor appreciation day and his birthday at the church. We hadn't made it to the pastor's church yet in Millersville. And man, we went to Millersville, and I tell you, they had it was like 6 or 7 pastors, one female, about 5 men, and they came down with curls. They had so much gold and gators and stuff on. I mean, I actually thought I was at the Players Ball. I actually thought I was at the Players Ball, and they and about time we got at the end of service, they started announcing Pastor's birthday. They was like, we're taking up donations for the pastor's birthday. We're gonna have $100 line. We got a $50 line. We got a $20 line and a $5 line. You can get to the dollar. You know what I'm saying? You can get to the dollar, but them the lines that they had, and they were pushing for folks to get in now. You got $100. You got $100. Come and get in this $100 line. Get in this $100 line.
Yep. God will bless you by you giving me money. God will bless you. That's what they tell you. And it's like, man, if you, I hope I could find that video of that brother breaking it down, because he came into the school for a long time, and he was telling about all the stuff. They said they would have certain preachers that knew how to get the money out of people.
It's a lot.
And then when they need to get like a car or something, they say, hey man, come down, we'll give you, 10% or whatever they work out. They'll pay him to come down to get the money out of people. And then when they get their money, they get him to break them off a little bit, man. It's a lot. Like, you think the church is like, it look like this holy place, but it's really like, I can't think of a word, man. It's like, you know, it's like how they try to make it with us when we be in the, like, back in the days, like how we be in like the little houses gambling or whatever. It's like how they try to make that, but this is what's going on here. Money just going, exchanging hands, and they just getting stanky rich, man. It's legal hustling. That's why the people, that's why you think the main people that's pastors was pimps. My uncle being one of them. He was literally a pimp. He started when he was in the military, pimping women, getting money for them doing whatever, you know, doing that. He was getting money from it, and now he a pastor.
It seems like all of them got an ex-pimp story or ex-drug dealer story or something in that area, and they have you coming in now, you know, destroyed, taking your money, and while they're taking it, they gonna give you a good song to go along with it. You know? It made me think about, you know, when I was thinking about when the pastor was, you know, $100 line, $50 line, $20 line, and they gave a song like, you know, if you wanna be blessed, you know, give it to the Lord. You know? And that was not jamming. They had a little like a little 14-year-old boy. The boy had a good, you know, young man had a nice voice on it, you know, like go somewhere. And they had him at the child, you know, leading that song while they were taking everybody's money. And you could tell by the people in there, people didn't have nothing. They were giving what they didn't really have to give, you know, and they hadn't already paid tithes, hadn't already gave a benevolent offering, and had they come with 3 more offerings, you know, it just go off how the Christian church do our people.
And they try to bring up the story about when that the Most High said about this one person, like the scripture they brought this one lady brought Christ something, and he said to her, he said she gave more than what a million, like a wealthy person gave, because that was a lot of what she had. Right. But what was Christ trying to do? He was trying to save his people. What are the Christian pastors say? What are they saving? They want to say that you saved, but that is not saving anybody. That's why if you notice, the whole thing is a game. Because they saving is something that's what, emotional? You being saved emotionally. How you be saved from something emotionally? Right?
Right.
That's how they able to get our women in there, because they're like, I feel like I'm saved. How do you feel? Like you either saved or you're not? It's not a feeling. Somebody comes to kill you, somebody stops them. That's saved. It's not, you don't feel that, it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's something physical, it's not emotional. You know what I'm saying? All right, keep it. We're gonna try to finish out this chapter. We're gonna wrap it up, all right?
This is verse 18. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day.
At the end of the day, he swore that he was gonna give it to you if you follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. You're gonna get wealth. All right, keep going.
Right. Verse 19. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Lord thy God, and walk after other gods, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day, that ye shall surely perish.
So he's telling you that if you start serving these other guys, I'm gonna be the person in court saying, like that picture of Takashi pointing at you, that's what's gonna be you pointing at you. You did it. That's the image I want y'all to think of. The Most High pointing, yep, you did it. It's your fault. Why you getting punished? That's you. That's why I'm not saying, you know, of course the Most High is the judge, of course, but you know what I'm saying. He's looking at you. That's why you gonna get punished, because you want to follow these other guys, right? They don't teach you anything. They don't do anything for you, but you want to follow it because it's emotional, it makes you feel good. All right, keep going.
Verse 20. As the nations which the Lord destroyeth before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye would not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord your God.
So the nations the Lord destroyed before your face, so shall ye perish. So he going it's like so he said the same way he destroyed those nations, he gonna destroy you. Little by little, he gonna bring you back into slavery. We didn't get put into slavery like right away. It was little by little. Little by little. Look in the book, look at about the Hyksos. It wasn't something small, it was little by little.
Right.
They started putting propaganda about us. And then they had, once they put out propaganda about us, they turned the other Egyptians against us. They did the same thing like with the fake Jews. Just giving you an example. They started putting out propaganda against those people. That's how anybody want to take over somebody. They start publishing propaganda about them, saying that this is what they do, this is what they do. You turn their hearts against those people, and now you got the people on your side. So when you go and you kill, when you go and take them over and kill them, now the people don't feel bad. That's how they do to us all of the time. Think about in the crack epidemic, right? They started showing that, start saying all this stuff. Just say no, crack is whack. Start saying all of these different things now, right? They painted the picture of us being, like criminals. They didn't paint the picture of us being poor in poverty. They didn't paint that picture that we was trying to escape that. But now that now little Johnny hooked on,
Opioids.
there you go, opioids. He hooked on opioids. Now he looking bugged out, teeth rotting and all this. Now it's a crisis.
Public health crisis.
Yeah, public health. Yeah, public health. That's what they want. They want public health crisis. Now they want to save and help those people because now the propagandists put out, we got to save them. They're worth saving, but not you. All right. Yeah. Go ahead, close it out. Imagine. All right.
La Yasharala.
All right, we'll humble down, means raise your face to east. We're gonna say this, we can do that for we're gonna say Hebrew, right? That's what the Lord's Prayer. All right, do that Hebrew, so you got that.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Wadash.
Wadash.
Ayah. Shamaka.
Shamaka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Ayah. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Ayah. Bashamayim. Nathana Lanaw. Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Wasalakinaw. Kabawatinaw. Kabawatinaw. Wala'ah. Tabayayinaw. Banasayawan. Abal. Hawashanawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wahala. Wahata. Paraf.
Wahataparia.
La Ilawam. Wa'ala Yum. Slack.
Let me see it.
That's a La Agua La Yum. Hold on. I can see that far.
La'awalumyum.
La Ilawam.
La'awalumyum.
La Iwalanyum.
La I Walumium.
Aman.
Aman.
Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father.
Our Father,
Which art in heaven.
which art in heaven,
Hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom
Thy
come.
will be done.
Thy will be done.
On earth.
In earth,
As it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread.
And forgive us our debt.
And forgive us our
As
debts,
we forgive our debtors.
and we forgive our
And
debtors.
lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation,
But deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the
And
kingdom,
the power.
and the power,
And the glory.
and the glory,
Forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Sorry? All right, you see it? The security now.
Israel. Here's the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. On the Commander Yahanna. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew. Ma'ashra means 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation is the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, which is September 25th. That will be held right here at 3353 Glenwood Road, right here in Atlanta. What time we'll probably get started around 7 o'clock.
Typically at sundown.
Yeah, sundown. And let me see. And we'd like to remind Akim and Al-Kwaki to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And we would like to ask everyone like the Google address when they come to school because it helps out with the algorithm and whatnot. And with that, I'd like to give a courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Imagine, please stand. Men of Israel, Amadi Shabbat, Imagine, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakatah.
And what that means is, may the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Yat Matat means hands down. SARS, turn to sisters. Sisters, Imagine, please stand. Men of Israel, Amadi Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatah B'Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Shamar El B'Hashem Yahushai.
And what we said in the Hebrew translated to the English, may the Lord watch over you in the name of Christ. Yat Matat, mean hands down. Class dismissed.